Yikes. That's going to get a big yikes from me. Holy cow. Holy crap. That was awful, terrible, embarrassing. All the words that you can use to describe. That was what this game was for the Cubs. They get blown the hell out. I don't even know what the final score is going to be. I'm watching this. I'm recording this as the game's still going on. We're in the middle of the 8th right now. It's 9-3. The Cubs just got absolutely rocked to start this game. Matthew Boyd, the reason why this team lost today, because Michael Busch had a leadoff solo home run in this game. We're going to forget about the fact that the Cubs actually scored first in this contest because they had no defense whatsoever. Look, it was not their day. Absolutely everything went wrong in the first 2 innings. They let up 9 runs. I don't even care the fact that the Brewers haven't scored since then. Probably because they haven't been trying nearly as hard. But the fact of the matter is, they were down 9-1 before the second inning was over. Like, it was bad. Look, this isn't a winner-take-all game. This isn't an elimination game. It's game 1 of a 5-game series. The team needs to win 3 of the next 4 to move on to the next round. This is a bad start, but again, if you end up winning on Monday, the feelings of game 1 they don't really linger as much if they're able to take home game 2. So I'm not too worried yet. I will be much more concerned and be much more frustrated about this game if they lose game 2. Look, I don't care if they lost by 6, 15, or 1. It's all the same right now. A loss is a loss. It sucks. This one is not fun. These games suck because they're out of it before it even begins. But you just got to be able to say, it's a wash. Forget about this. Learn from it. See what happened in the first 2 innings and how you ended up losing this game, and get prepared for Monday because the teams get a day off. They will not play tomorrow. They'll play on Monday for game 2. And they'll have another off day before playing games 3 and 4 Wednesday and Thursday. This is different. The series is 5 games now. It's not just 1 loss and your back's against the wall. They can afford to lose another game. If they lose tomorrow by 1 or 2 runs and they keep it close, that's where I get nervous because this one they let get away from them real quick, real early. They got jumped on and attacked relentlessly for 2 innings. And the other 7 have just been nothing. They say nothing about these 2 teams. Yeah, pitching bad. Matthew Boyd just got absolutely rocked. He didn't even get it through the first inning. And even when they brought Soroka in, he didn't even make it past the first inning without surrendering another run. It was abhorrent. Just awful. Soroka didn't even finish the second inning. They had to turn to Savall. And it's just like, oh my gosh, they couldn't even get their feet off the ground before they were down by 5 runs. Kudos to Michael Busch for starting off the NLDS on the right foot about 4 or 5 pitches in, taking Freddie Peralta deep out to right to put the Cubs up 1-0. But ever since then, it's been a whole lot of trash. See, there's just not much to dissect here because the game was over at the end of the second inning. There's really not much I can analyze. Happ and Horner both got postseason homers, which I'm happy for them. Especially for Happ getting the second. Nico Horner hits his first. I'm happy for him because he's been with this team for a while. He's not necessarily been a long ball guy. Glad to see him get one before his career's over. But, that's it. I don't really have any analysis because it's been a complete wash all game long. Look, you just got to accept that this is a bad, bad loss. There's no blaming some one player or person. The whole team folded right as they came out of the dugout. This is a bad, bad, bad loss to start this division series. But I'm not giving up hope yet because teams have bad games in the playoffs but still find a way to win series. They can turn this around still. If this was in game 3 and they were down 2-0, yeah, it's a really bad way to go out. If they lose on Monday, that's where I start to get really nervous and get a little bit more frustrated at this game. So I don't know what's going to happen on Monday. I would expect they turn to someone like Shota Imanaga to start for game 2. But again, the Brewers have a really, really good pitching lineup. Freddie Peralta did a great job today. Despite the solo homer, he played great. And then you got Quinn Priester, who's been playing out of his mind recently this year with the Brewers. You got Mizorowski. He's playing well. And what's funny is that he's been billed as like the Brewers' ace. I don't even think he's their ace. I think he's probably their third or fourth best pitcher. I think it's Peralta and Priester. That's the 1-2 punch right now. And they're going to have to probably face Quinn Priester in Game 2. Look, we've seen teams come out of the bye in the new MLB playoff format and really struggle out of the gate in Game 1. Not Milwaukee. They woke up and chose violence. They were absolutely dominant. 10 hits through the first 2 innings, including 3 hits and 3 at-bats for Jackson Chourio, who might not be around for the rest of the series for Milwaukee. Went out with a hamstring injury after his 3rd hit of the day. I mean, I would expect he probably comes back. It's a hamstring, but it's also baseball and you're playing on a more regular basis. But at the same time, you get a couple days off in this series. You're playing 5 games in 7 days. You have an off day tomorrow. You have an off day on Tuesday. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up coming back in Game 4 or 5. But at the same time, I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about Major League Baseball when it comes to the injuries and timelines. I'm not great with that, all right? So don't count on me. He could come back. I could see him coming back. But I could also see that it could be a little bit more serious. We don't know yet. But if it is the fact that Jackson Chourio does not come back for the Brewers in this series, that's a huge loss. That's their leadoff guy. That's a guy who was great today at the plate and a real spark plug. It could change the way that team operates. And maybe the Cubs could jump on it because that's a big loss. He's really good. Look, the Brewers are a really good team outside of Jackson Chourio. They still have a really, really good lineup. I think they'll still be fine because they still have Bryce Terang. They still have William Contreras. They still have Andrew Vaughn, who's woken up since he left the nightmare that is the Chicago White Sox. They got Sal Frelick. And then, of course, they've got Christian freaking Yelich, who's still playing at a high level. I think we forget about Christian Yelich a lot across the Major League Baseball sphere because it's like, I know he's not at the MVP form he was a couple of years ago, but he's still a really, really, really good baseball player and a real danger at the plate. Cannot sleep on that guy. This Brewers lineup's really good. There's a reason why they were the number 1 team in the major leagues this year. Look, I like the Cubs hitting lineup as a group as well. The problem is the Brewers have really good pitching. Freddie Peralta is their ace, and I'm not surprised they turned him here in Game 1, and he delivered. He's a really, really good pitcher, and I think he could be a total star in this league. The problem is I can't even blame this game on the bats too much. They were already down and out of this thing before it even got started. Hell, even when it was close, they actually came out. Michael Busch hit a home run. They got run support early. They were up 1-0 in this game. And before they could even blink and get anything else going, it's 9-1. They had no defense whatsoever in this game. Couldn't stop anything. Pitchers were serving up meatballs in the first 2 innings. And that's where they lost this baseball game. Not football game. I'm still in the football mindset for some weird reason. I'm probably still just adjusting to doing baseball videos on this channel. I don't know, man. I've probably got nothing else. I mean, that was just a bad game. That was a wash. Let's just, as Cubs fans, let's try and forget about that and look forward to Monday and hoping that they come out with a better defensive performance to start. Anyways, that's it. That's all I've got. This game sucked. That's the end of the story. It really, really sucked. This was bad, 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 and more bad. Really not much that you can really take away from this one outside. Hey, Michael Busch hit a leadoff homer for the Cubs. But, yeah, you can't even, do that. So, that sucks. You look forward to Monday. Anyways, that's all I've got. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more baseball videos from me. Or just and more content on this channel, man. Keep the conversation going down in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this bad performance from the Chicago Cubs. Or, on the inverse, let me know how much you're excited about the Milwaukee Brewers just destroying the Chicago Cubs in this one. And yeah, I don't know. I will see you all in the next one.